want to tell you a little story. A few months back, my friend Woody Guthrie and I, we met a young man. He dropped in on us out of nowhere and he played us a song. In that moment, we got a feeling we were getting a glimpse of the future.
Oh, where have you been, my blue-eyed son? Oh, where have you been, my darling young one? Been out in front of a dozen dead oceans. I've been 10,000 miles in the mouth of a graveyard. Oh.
Just get up there one more time and use that music in the right way.
The right way? Did you ever listen to the music you're telling me not to play? 200 people in that room and each one wants me to be somebody else.
How do you sing then?
I put myself in another place.
Hello, my name is Michael Morley, and I'm here to review A Complete Unknown, directed by James Mangold, starring Timothy Chalamet, Edward Norton, Ellie Fanning, and Monica Barbaro. This is the biopic about Bob Dylan. We have done so many biopics, haven't we? This one is about the biopic about Bob Dylan. This is about his life, how he became famous, how he became successful. We're going into his personal life, his love life, blah, blah, blah. We've seen it before. When I was watching this, all I kept thinking about was one movie. And I just kept feeling like this is a carbon copy of another biopic, of another singer. And if anyone has seen the movie Walk the Line, I have got to tell you, this movie felt like a carbon copy of that. The story, how he's like an underdog that becomes successful and becomes famous and becomes a successful singer, and then he gets criticized for the songs he's singing. Then he gets into a love triangle with two different women. It's very identical to Walk the Line. And I looked at the director and I realized it's the same director that directed Walk the Line. However, this is a well-crafted, well-told story. Timothy Chalamet does a very, very, very good job playing Bob Dylan. In a way, when he performs as Bob Dylan, it's very comedic. It's a very comedic performance, the way he talks. It's like I'm watching a Saturday Night Live skit of him playing Bob Dylan. Yeah, I don't know if Bob Dylan is a comedic person, but that's what came across on screen, was him being a bit of a comedian, him being a bit of a troll, how he was, his persona. If a fan told him to act a certain way, he would do the opposite of what they wanted him to do. So he was a troll. That's what Bob Dylan, if that's what he was like, Timothy Chalamet does it masterfully in this movie. Edward Norton he's a powerhouse. Every movie he's in, he absolutely elevates every movie he's in. He elevates this movie to a T. Ellie Fanning and Monica Barbaro, very good performances. I hate to say this, but watching this movie, I just kept thinking about how Walk the Line did a better job at the relationships, at the love triangle. It just, in that one, it felt more organic, where this one, it just felt sort of Hollywoodized. And I already knew, I could tell from a mile which one he was going to end up with in the end. However, it is a good film. And if you are a Bob Dylan fan, you will definitely enjoy this. It is a good movie, it is well directed, it is well acted, and the 1960s, it's definitely set in that era, and you hear some great songs from him. Timothy Chalamet does a very good job at singing as him and portraying him. It's interesting because I remember there was a biopic that came out with Cate Blanchett called I'm Not There, and in that one, Cate Blanchett was phenomenal in that. And then when I heard this one, well, Timothy Chalamet does a really good job too, but they're different versions. I feel like Cate Blanchett's version is more serious, where Timothy Chalamet's is more comedic. She does a more serious portrayal and he's a more comedic version of Bob Dylan. Overall, still very good performances and a well-crafted story, but I can't help but it just feels like a carbon copy of another biopic, and that's Walk the Line. And this worked in Walk the Line, so I'm going to do the exact same thing with this movie. Would I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend this movie. Other people will come out of this and not even really care. I'm just a person that loves movies, and I watch movies and I can tell when something is just another version of something else. It's just a carbon copy of another biopic. I did like it though, and I do think it's going to get nominated for a lot of awards, and I do think it's a very good film. I just can't help but compare. 8 out of 10.
folk songs are supposed to stand the test of time.
You're making quite a noise down there.
Who wrote this?
We're getting a glimpse of the future.
These are
I want to know which side he's on.
What do you want to be?
You're kind of an asshole, Bob.
I got these special binoculars, and they allow me to see into your soul.
Really?
Oh, yeah.